We'll start off with coronavirus. China is offering the children of medical staff who are battling the outbreak priority placement in schools. We also have new statistics which show medical staff are most at risk of dying from the virus. This cruise ship, moored in Japan, has been under quarantine for 2 weeks now. There are more than 450 people on board who have the virus. As you can see, the crew is doing its best to keep people's spirits up and to keep their spirits up, no doubt. We've new information on the nature of the coronavirus. Latest figures from China tell us the death toll is over 1,800. The number of infections is over 73,000. The death rate in Hubei province, which is the center of the outbreak, is 2.9%. In other words, close to 3 in 100 infections lead to death. Curiously, the death rate is much lower, 0.4% elsewhere in China, though we don't fully understand why. We do know that 81% of cases are mild, 40% severe, 5% critical, and that men are more likely to die than women. Children are also generally not severely affected. Unfortunately, the same is not true of the elderly. The highest fatality rate is for those aged 80 and over. We've also been told that 7 medical professionals in China have died and more than 3,000 health workers have been infected. On Tuesday, a hospital director in the city of Wuhan died. The chief of the World Health Organization tweeted his deepest condolences to the family of Dr. Liu Jiming, his colleagues and patients. He says he touched and saved numerous lives during this outbreak. And central to the Chinese response to this deepening crisis is to issue more and more restrictions on what people can do. But not everyone is staying put. 25,000 medical workers from across China have headed to Hubei province to help, and they're often working in new temporary hospitals. This is one facility, another 10 are planned, and the authorities are offering incentives to health workers to come to Hubei. Well, the virus has now spread to at least 29 countries. You can see them marked in red here. And the biggest concentration outside of China is still in Yokohama in Japan, on the ship we've discussed a great deal, a cruise ship called the Diamond Princess. There are now over 450 cases on board out of what was over 3,500 crew and passengers. Now that number is down after hundreds of Americans were flown home, and also because South Korea is taking action as well. It's preparing to fly its citizens home on a presidential plane. We know that Canada, Australia, the UK, Israel and Hong Kong are also looking to get their people off the ship. Meanwhile, thousands remain stuck on it, and evidently that's affecting people in different ways. Yeah, this is some of the kitchen staff making a successful attempt to distract themselves and a successful attempt to go viral as well. Now, our lead story concerns the coronavirus. China has published the biggest study yet of the outbreak, and it's revealed the particularly high risk to medical staff. It also tells us that more than 80% of the cases can be considered mild.